Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Linn-Mar High School, home of the Linn-Mar Lions. Tonight, the varsity boys team is going to be playing the Cedar Rapids Xavier Saints. Michael, I've been gone the last few games. How have the Lions been doing over the past couple games?
Well, not too great, honestly. Marcus Page has done fine. Last game, he scored 46 points, a Linn-Mar record. So obviously, he's not struggling. But Linn-Mar has faced two teams that are below 500 and have almost lost both of them. That's about 4 or 5 straight now. So right now, they are not playing very good basketball. They're not playing state championship basketball right now. They need to bring it to another level. It can't just be Marcus.
And so, in that game where Marcus got 46 points against Prairie in the doubleheader between the girls Prairie team and the Linn-Mar girls, and then the guys playing next. How did Marcus be able to get so many points in that game?
Well, honestly, in the first half, he played like he normally did. But in the second half, he just couldn't miss. He started making ridiculous shots. He was playing like a guy from North Carolina you would expect to play. Well, going to North Carolina. So he played as a star player the way he should play. He just needs his teammates to back him up. If we want to win, if we want to win a state championship, you can't just rely on one player. You have to have multiple players bring it for you.
And so, how about for tonight's game between Linn-Mar and Xavier? Who does Xavier have that can match up against Marcus in this game?
Well, no one in Iowa can match up against Marcus. I mean, he's going to North Carolina's #1 point guard in the nation. But they do have a couple good guards a couple good senior guards that are averaging almost 10 points a game. But when you got a guy going to North Carolina, you can limit him, but you can't stop him. I mean, he's good. You have to stop other players. You can limit Marcus, but you aren't going to be able to hold him the whole game. He's got to score points. You just have to limit the damage. You have to be on damage control, really.
Who else for Linn-Mar besides the office Marcus Page will be a huge contribution to the team throughout the game?
Well, obviously, you'd hope Jimmy Rose would be well because he's been probably our second guy all year. But also, you want a guy like Andy Henry, the few seniors on this team. And then Derek Gogg, who's really our only big man. We aren't very big besides Derek Gogg. So he had a big game with Marcus, but until about the 3-minute mark, he and Marcus scored all but 5 points. So he and Marcus did pretty much it all in the game against, I think, Prairie. So, I mean, you hope that more people step up, but you can't have a game like last game if you expect to win night in, night out.
Yeah, that's right. With Derek Gogg being the 6'8" center for this team, and he's always in the game. You can never see him just not in the game ever. He's always all over the court, underneath the basket, ready to get the rebound. It's always good to see him there. The thing about Linn-Mar, too, is their three-point percentage. How is it that they're able to have such a high three-point percentage at 36.4%? How are they able to do that?
Well, you got good three-point shooters. It helps when you have Marcus Page, obviously. But, I mean, we're obviously a team that's centered around three-point centers and shooting. Well, mostly because we're mostly guards, So you would expect that from a team like this. And that's actually surprising because our #1 shooting guard went down early in the season against Iowa City West, and he's not going to be back until sub-state. So, I mean, that hurts, but yet we're still performing from behind the three-point line like you would expect he was in the game.
That's right. Matt Lassen, the 6'4" junior guard, he went down during the Iowa City West game and got a nice head injury. He's out for the rest of the season.
No, he's going to be back by sub-state. I just learned that.
Oh,
from
really?
A couple players, yeah. That was news recently.
That's good to hear, actually. That's really something that you want to hear out of anyone, really.
Yeah, when you have a player like Matt Lassen, he's going to play in Division I basketball in Albany. So you like to see him play. You want to have him to have some experience as a junior before going into his senior season. Because let's be honest, this will be his team next year. He's going to be the guy when Marcus leaves.
Yeah, that's right. With about 4 minutes left before we kick this game off here, what's it going to take for Xavier to either make this game a close game with their 6-9 record? How are they able to make this a close game with Linn-Mar?
Well, they can do really what Prairie did. They're going to have to shoot well, but they're also going to have to hold other players besides Mark. I mean, Marcus will get his points, but you can't let other players beat you. Like Zach Martin's in that Waterloo East game. He basically was the X factor in that game. He made a couple threes, and they ended up losing by 9 or 10 points. So you can't let guys like Zach Martin and Danny Henry, you can't let those guys beat you. You have to make someone else besides Marcus beat you. You can't just focus solely on Marcus.
And then, what's going to take for Linn-Mar to win this game against Xavier with their 12-3 record?
Well, we're 12-3, but we have not been playing like a 12-3 team recently. We've been sleeping on teams. We are not playing the basketball we can play. We are a great team, but we're not playing like it. You have to be able to not sleep on these opponents. When we face good opponents, we play great. When we're down big, we start playing good. But you have to come out with a lot of energy. You can't just sleep on a team that's obviously going to want to beat you. You're the reigning state champions, You're number 3, number 4 in state.
Yep, that's right, number 4 in the state. And I believe they're also number 4 in the division as well, in Class 4A. So let's look at a couple other players here before the last 2 minutes runs out here. You were talking about Jimmy Rhodes and Derek Gogg. What about a kid like Zach Martins for Linn-Mar? What about him?
He's definitely a guy that stepped up when Matt Lawson went down. He's not a guy that's going to score a ton of points, but he's going to be a lift that you really need. He can hit the three. I mean, a game against Prairie, he was dead cold. He could not buy a shot like most players on that team. And so you have to let people like that contribute because that relieves pressure off Marcus. You could see at the end of that game, he was exhausted. He had nothing left. And he still carried that team to victory. So you had to have other players help Marcus. Otherwise, he'll be exhausted by the end of the game.
Yeah, that seems how it usually ends up to be before the game starts. I mean, before the first half gets over with. He's always all over the court trying to get something going here. And then for Xavier, Ben McDermott, Mac McMackey, and Kevin Hosh, each one of these players scoring almost over 120 points throughout the season so far. What's going to make them a big contribution for Xavier?
Well, Xavier doesn't have players like Marcus Page, or guys like that who's going to score a ton of points, double-digit points. But they're definitely a team that's going to come from all over. They're going to score from several different players. They're going to do everything. And another thing to watch for in this game, Linn-Mar shot horrible for free throws against Prairie. You can't do that when you're on the upset alert. You have to knock down your free throws to win basketball games.
And so with about 20 seconds left before we kick this game off, we're going to have the national anthem played by the Linn-Mar Pep Band. And then we'll get this game kicked off with our starting lineups. You ready for a good game, Michael?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Hopefully Linn-Mar will get out of this funk they've been playing in. But you hope that we get a lot of contribution, not just Marcus.
We'll be right back after the national anthem.
Under the direction of Mr. Dan Carroll.
And that was the national anthem played by the Linn-Mar Pep Band, directed by Mr. Dan Terrell. And here are your starting lineups for tonight.
Basketball game between the visiting Xavier Saints and your Linn-Mar Lions. The Lions come into tonight's game with a record of 12-3 and are ranked 6th in the most recent Class 4A poll. Without further delay, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. For the Saints at guard, number 3, Trey Sampson.
And number 3, a 5'11" guard, a junior guard, Trey Sampson for Xavier. And number 2 for Linn-Mar, 6-foot junior guard, Zach Martins.
For the Saints at guard, number 11, Ben McDermott.
And number 11, Ben McDermott, a 6'1" senior, playing at guard for tonight for the Xaviers. And number 21, Jimmy Roth, a 6'4" junior, playing guard for the Lions. Kevin Hosh, number 23, 6'3" forward, senior. And number 40, Derek Gogg, a 6'8" junior, playing center for the Lions. Number 25, Carter Valentine, a 6'2" senior, playing forward for the Xavier Saints. And number 31, Andy Henry, a 6'3" senior, playing guard and forward for the Lions. Number 45, Mac Mackey, a 6'5" senior, playing center for the Xavier Saints. And number 15, Iowa's number 1 player, number 15, Marcus Page, playing guard at 6'2", and Marcus is a senior. Marcus Page has also been named to the McDonald's All-American game, and also the Air Jordan All-American game. That takes a lot of skill to get into those kind of games.
Yeah, you would expect that for a guy that's the number 1 point guard in the nation right now for the senior class.
And we're just about ready to kick this game off here. In for the jump shot is number 40, Derek Gogg, and number 23, Kevin Hosh. And they're going to redo the jump shot because both players couldn't reach it.
Both players are a little anxious there, jumped a little early. Oh, 80 minutes.
Oh, hold on a sec. Yep, there's a malfunction in the clock. We have an 80-minute game now.
80-minute quarter.
All right.
We're going to be here a while, Alex.
And the ball's up, and Matt Key gets the ball. And he passes it on over to Sampson. McDermott with the ball, and the pass is blocked by Gogg, but it ends up in Mackey's hands. And Valentine with the ball, trying to make something happen over to Sampson. And McDermott with the ball again, Xavier's leading scorer. Valentine trying to find something open, and his pass is blocked out of bounds by Page.
Great defense by Linn-Mar. They're very active hands. You saw their Gogg early in the possession, tipping the pass too. So, good start.
Valentine with the ball. Over to Sampson, over to Mackey, and Mackey's shot is blocked, and it ends up in Henry's hands. That was a great block by Jimmy Roth right there.
Derek Gogg.
Excuse me, I couldn't see the number.
He's got 3-inch height advantage, so hopefully you'll see that.
And that was a three-pointer made by Zach Martins, number 2.
That's a great sign for Linn-Mar. Zach Martins could have, like I said earlier, could have body shot last game, so that's a very good sign.
On average this year, Zach Martins is a 24% free throw shooter, so he doesn't always make them, but that one will help him.
He's very streaky, that's for sure.
And Valentine gets the shot up, and it's no good. Tipped out of bounds by the Lions.
Derek Gogg lost position on the rebound there. All he was able to do was tip it out of bounds.
And so Hosh with the ball, trying to drive his way up. Doesn't get the shot up, and Gog with the rebound. Over to Henry. Over to Martins, back to Henry. Trying to find someone open. Over to Roth with the long ball, and this one's good for 3.
That's a great sign for Linn-Mar. You're having other people step up besides Marcus. That's great offense right there. Perfectly executed.
6-0 game with the Lions up. 6 minutes left in the first quarter. As Mecke for the Xavier Saints has the ball. Over to Valentine. Drives the ball up, gets the shot up, and Page comes up with the rebound. Over to Martins. And Henry with the ball all the way over to Roth with another long ball, and this one's just short. And so Valentine comes up with the rebound and draws the foul.
Jimmy saw a loose ball and he went after it and he got a little aggressive and shoved him to the ground.
Hey, at least he was going for the ball. I mean,
you'd like
it's a
to
loose
see that.
ball.
Active hands, you're diving after balls. It's a good sign. They're taking anything for granted.
And so Sampson will take the ball up for the Saints. Over to Hosh and then to McDermott. And Mackey with the ball, gets the shot up, and this one's good.
Still, that's good defense by Gog. He's blocked 2 shots now.
And another 3-pointer for number 2, Zach Martins. That's his second one of the night. That's quite a bit for him, actually. And Valentine driving his way up to the core, up to the rim, and gets it for 2.
Like I said earlier, I've seen him in some games just unable to miss. But I've also seen him in some games like last one, he couldn't buy a shot.
And so Henry with the ball almost went for the 3-point, but passes it off to Roth, over to Page. And Gog driving his way up over to Henry, gets the shot up, and this one's good.
That's great vision by Gog. Went to the post, and he didn't try to force something up. Made a great bounce pass to Henry.
And Mackey with the ball.
I think that's 4 blocks. I think you got 2 blocks there. That's 4 blocks for Gog.
And so Marcus Page gets his first points of the game, a nice quick layup for 2.
And that was just Marcus Page doing what Marcus Page does right there.
And so with 4 minutes, 14 seconds left, Xavier will take a timeout. Our score here is Linn-Mar 13, Xavier 4. We'll be right back with more Linn-Mar Live Sports right after this.
After this joyride, I'm out of the crash dummy business for good.
But Vince, it's a great job. Heck, they'd have to pry me away from it.
Anybody home? Larry, they do pry you away from it.
Oh, yeah.
For years, I've been eating steering wheels. For what?
To prove how safety belts save lives.
But thousands die every year in car accidents because they don't buckle up.
Vince, we're dummies. We don't wear safety belts.
Larry, you really know how to hurt a guy. Hit it!
And we're back. 4 minutes, 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Linn-Mar is up 13-4. As Sampson with the ball over to Hosh. And number 13, Brian Rupp comes into the game for Xavier. Rupp with the ball. Over to Breitbach. Excuse me, I'm reading my roster wrong. And Rob comes up with a shot, and this one's no good. Rebounded by Gog.
That's great defense by Gog there. He didn't get a block, but he got a hand in his face.
And Roth with a 3 ball, but this one's no good, and it's rebounded by Hosh.
Jimmy missed that, but it's good to see him. He's not hesitating at all.
And it looks like a huge fist fight all over for the ball here. Jump ball. Michael, can you tell us what sort of happened here exactly?
Well, first it started with Marcus had quick hands and knocked the ball out. And then Henry gave great effort and never gave up on the play and was able to get a jump ball, so it'll be Linn-Mar ball here.
And so number 5, Nate Dick, and number 24, Matt Meyer, comes into the game for the Linn-Mar. Page with the ball. Taking his time, trying to find something open. Over to Henry.
They're going to call a moving screen on Derek Gog right there.
3 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Linn-Mar still up 13. And number 53, Matt Nelson, a 6'8" senior, sophomore, comes into the game for Xavier. And Page with the ball. Passes it over to Dick, over to Gog. Meyer with the ball, over to Henry. Trying to find someone open. Heavy defense from Xavier. Meyer with the ball. Page trying to get around the defense. Gets a shot up, and this one's good.
You can't stop that. That's just Marcus Page doing, like I said earlier, doing what he does. He just suckers you into a foul there, and then he just gets an open jump shot.
So Page is going to go up to the line for 2 free throws. And he's an 83% free throw shooter on the season. And the shot's no good by Marcus. And the ball rolls out of bounds, and it'll be Xavier ball, excuse me.
You don't see that very often at home. Marcus usually makes his free throws.
And Sampson with the ball all the way over to McDermott. He lost the ball, and he keeps it. And he drives it up the court and gets a shot.
That was great effort there by McDermott, not giving up on the play. But that was also kind of weak defense by Henry.
And Marcus able to keep the ball alive, but it ends up in Xavier's hands. And a foul is going to be called on number 40, Gog. Excuse me, Andy Henry, his first foul of the game.
It started with the bad pass by Henry, and then he made it worse by trying to save a ball, and that led it to a fast break, and then he committed a foul.
And the shot's no good by number 11, Ben McDermott. On the year, Ben McDermott is a 63% at the free throw line. Number 21, Tanner Frazier, comes into the game for the Xavier Saints. That is 6'2", and he's a senior. McDermott with the second shot, and it's good. And so Page will take the ball up court. Passes it off to Dick. Over to Henry. And back to Gog, and he gets a shot up, and this one's good.
That's a great shot by Gog. But Nate Dick broke the number 1 rule up at the top. He picked up his dribble before he had somewhere to pass it.
And so McDermott tries to drive the ball in. Passes it off to Sampson. Over to Ropp. Frazier with the ball. And Gog is able to come up with the steal.
You've seen a lot of active. You've seen Gog really active on the defensive end so far this game. Four blocks and a couple steals.
And a foul on Xavier. And it'll be number 11, Ben McDermott's first foul of the night. Page will be at the line again, shooting more free throws. And the first shot is good.
Marcus Page kind of reminds you of a lot of those combo guards you're seeing a lot in the NBA and college basketball. The D Roses, the John Walls, all those type of guards. You're seeing more and more of those come out of high school and college. You know, not just being able to pass it and dribble it, but to be able to shoot it too.
And the second shot is up and good by Marcus. Minute 30 left in the first quarter. Linn-Mar is still up 19-7 over Xavier. Marcus is able to come up with the steal, and he gets a quick layup up, and it's good. And so Ropp with the ball, driving his way up the court, and he gets a layup. Page with the ball again. Over to Dick. Roth with the ball. Tries to pass it over to Gog. It was a bad pass, but Dick is able to come up with it.
Linn-Mar's very fortunate on that play.
Gog with the ball. Over to Dick again. And Gog is just barely able to get the shot in.
Got the shooter's role there. You've seen all season Derek Gog getting better and better and better and more evolving as more of a complete player.
Sampson with the ball for Xavier. And Ropp with the long ball, but this one's no good. And Gog comes over the rebound and passes it off to Page. And the three-pointer by Matt Meyer is good. And Valentine comes in with the ball, goes for the three, it's no good. Page comes up with the rebound. Less than 10 seconds left in the first quarter.
Ooh.
And Jimmy Roth was able to come up with that nice, quick last second layup. I had a brain fart there for a minute.
That was a great start for Linn-Mar. Couldn't have started any better. They came out strong, didn't let sleep on their opponent, and took control of the game right away.
And with the first quarter done, our score here is Linn-Mar 28, Xavier 9. We'll be right back with more Linn-Mar live action right after this.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
And we're back with the second quarter just about underway. Linn-Mar is up 28-9 over Xavier. How'd that first quarter go, Michael?
Well, it couldn't have gone better for Linn-Mar there. The last couple games, they've come out to slow starts against teams that have been below 500, and they quickly got a 19-point lead to start out the game.
And so McDermott has the ball, passes it off to Valentine. Valentine drives his way up to the rim and gets it up. And so Meyer will have the ball, passes it off to Roth, passes it off to Dick, and he gets the shot up. It's no good. And Sampson comes up with the rebound.
See, but this is the bonus of having a good first quarter. Now you can take Marcus out and give him some rest, unlike last game where he had to play the whole time.
That's right. Number 33, John Slaughterback, has also come into the game, and he's a sophomore. And the shot by Carter Valentine is just a little under. And so Linn-Mar has the ball. Roth with the ball over to Meyer. And Martins with the ball, trying to find his way to the basket. Passes out to Schlotterbeck. He can't get the shot in. And Valentine driving his way up. He gets the shot up, and this one's no good. And Martins comes up with the rebound. And Meyer with the ball over to Roth.
That was great defense there by Martins. You know, he wasn't going to let him get an easy layup. He set up and made him take a jump shot.
McDermott with the ball. Passes it off to Xavier, passing the ball over the place. Mackey goes with a shot. It's no good. As Roth takes the ball up court for the Lions. Meyer with the ball. Dick trying to find his way up to the basket. Roth trying to find something to work with here. Dick with the long ball, and this one's no good. But Schlotterbeck comes with the rebound, and this shot's also no good. And Simpson comes up with the rebound for Xavier. Valentine with the ball. Back to Simpson, over to McDermott. And Mackey with the ball over to Sampson. And Valentine gets the shot blocked right out of his hands by Roth.
That was great defense by Linn-Mar. And Slaughterbeck is coming out. You know, he's worked hard on the offensive end. He's worked hard to get position, get easy layups. Problem is he's not making them. So that's why you're seeing Gog come back in and Page. They're trying to jumpstart their offense.
And the shot by number 53, Matt Nelson, is good for Xavier. And Gog with the ball, trying to get the shot up, and this one's no good as Rob takes the ball up court for the Saints. And he drives his way up to the basket, but doesn't get the shot up. And Page comes up with the ball. And then Page drives the ball up, barely taps it in for the easy layup.
When you're facing Linn-Mar and Marcus Page, you better get back on defense and turn around. Otherwise, Marcus will get those easy layups on you all game long.
Less than 5 minutes left in the first half. Nelson trying to get the shot up. It's no good. And Page will take the ball up court for the Lions over to Martins. This three-pointer is no good. And Page comes up with the amazing steal off of Kevin Hosh's pass.
Oh! A little alley-oop there for Jimmy to Marcus Page. Crowd's loving it.
That's right, the crowd's loving it on that nice alley-oop dunk by Marcus Page.
Oh, great charge there. Great defense by Gog to take a charge there.
And Xavier will call a timeout with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left. Our score here is Linn-Mar 32, Xavier 13. We'll be right back with more Linn-Mar live action right after this.
Do you like this top? So gay. Really? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, "Oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top"?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
And we're back with 4 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first half. Our score here is Linn-Mar 32, Xavier 13. Now, how about that alley-oop dunk from Jimmy Rhodes to Marcus Page?
That was a great dunk. That's pure athleticism there by Marcus Page. But if I'm the Xavier coach in the huddle, I'm telling my players, look, yeah, we're getting beat by 19 points, but don't let those guys show you up, because that was getting to the point where a lot of teams are going to see that as showboating, when Jimmy could have easily taken the layup.
And after the ball went out of bounds, it'll be Xavier ball. And so McDermott with the ball over to Ropp. Nelson trying to find something for Xavier. And Frazier with the ball. Xavier still trying to get around this heavy Linn-Mar defense. It seems like Linn-Mar is all over the place here. And Frazier with the three ball, but this one's no good. And Roth is able to come up with a rebound, passes it off to Page. Passes it all the way over to Martins. Henry with the ball. Gets a shot up, and this one's good.
That's great offense. Great way to run the break by Linn-Mar.
Frazier over to Rob. McDermott with the ball. Nelson gets the easy layup up. And so Page will take the ball up court for the Lions. A little over 3 minutes left in the first half. 34-15 game in favor of the Lions. And it looks like Xavier will draw up another foul. That'll be Matt Nelson's second foul on the night. And so Rose with the ball over to Page. Page with the long ball. This one's no good, but Henry is able to bring it in for the assist.
Well, that was a killer jab step by Page, and he pulled up with the three-pointer. and he missed it, but Henry is there to back him up with the lay-in.
And Page driving his way up to the court again and gets this shot up, and it's good. 38-15 game, 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first half. The long ball by Rupp is no good. And Page with the ball. Over to Roth. This three is no good.
Well, Xavier got very lucky there. Greedy tried to get a steal there, and it almost cost them 3 points.
And so Mackey tries to get the shot up. It's no good. Roth all the way over to Martins and get this long ball up, and it's no good.
Well, you can see Linn-Mar is taking a lot of those corner threes. When they go on the fast break, they're giving them those shots, and they're not making them all, but it's definitely keeping them honest.
And McDermott for Xavier can't get the three-pointer. Page taking his time up the court this time. Passes it off to Henry. Page with the ball again. Martins almost lost the ball on the pass, but he passes it off to Roth. And he gets it off to Gog. This three-pointer is no good. Passes it off to Page from the rebound. And he can get this three-pointer up. 41-15 game. A little over a minute left in this first half.
I can see leaving Martins open. I can see leaving Jimmy Roth open. I do not understand how you can leave Marcus Page open in the corner. I mean, how does that happen?
Page with the ball. Passes it off to Roth. This shot's no good.
Oh.
Crowd's really upset on that call.
Yeah, the crowd wanted a goaltending. I think that was a goaltending. That looked like it was coming down, and it looked like it went off the backboard.
40 seconds left in the first half. 41-15 game for the Lions. And Valentine with the ball for the Saints. Sampson over to Ropp. And Valentine trying to fake out Henry. Passes it off. And the ball's in Mackey's hands, and he gets the shot up. And so Meyer will take the ball up court for the Lions. And Henry with the ball.
And they're going to let Marcus take the last shot here with 8 seconds left.
And Meyer with the long ball. This one's no good.
Oh! Tipping, is it going to count? They're going to confirm.
They did count it.
Yeah, they're going to count it. Wow, way to not give up with the play with Gog. Able to get the tip in.
And so at the end of the first half, our score here is Linn-Mar 43, Xavier 17. We'll be right back with your halftime show right after this.
LMTV does news, but there's so much more. We are live sports, live arts, live weather. We run the stadium Jumbotron and bring you the latest school news on Twitter. We keep you informed every hour, every day, and we're always online. Come join our team. At LMTV, we are Linn-Mar.
And for your halftime show for tonight's game, we have the Indian Creek Little Dribblers from Indian Creek Elementary School. So enjoy. Pretty good, you?
This song is so annoying.
What?
This song is so annoying that they chose.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. I'm not too thrilled about that one. Dribble? Guys! Come on, didn't I teach you nothing?
just can't wait to be king. Jason Weaver, Rowan Atkinson, and Laura Williams.
Score update from Xavier High School at the end of the first quarter. It's Linn-Mar 8, Xavier 6.
we're back with about 30 seconds left before we kick off the third quarter. How was that first half for you, Michael?
Well, that first half went great for Linn-Mar. That's their first really good start, and they didn't just do it on the offensive end. They scored 43 points. That's great. But on defense, they held Xavier to 17 points. They're averaging, I think, 56 points a game, and they held them. At this pace, they're only going to score 34. It was a great all-around first half for Linn-Mar, and it wasn't just Marcus. We had a good start to the point where it was balanced, and now we can rest Marcus if we are able to keep this up in the fourth quarter.
And so we kick this third quarter off with Page taking the ball up nice and easy for the Lions. Passes it off to Road. And Henry gets a shot up, but it's no good, and he draws up a foul.
And you saw Henry give that face because he wanted to make that layup because he knows free throws aren't exactly his specialty.
That's right, at 44%. I think that one just helped him out, though.
Yeah, it's definitely, got to be a confidence booster to make your first free throw.
And his second free throw is good. And so Valentine with the ball, passes it off to Sampson. Valentine back with the ball, back to Sampson. And Mackey with the long ball, it's no good, and Martins comes up with the ball. So Roth over to Henry. Henry driving his way up, passes it off to Page, and this shot is good by Page.
Great pass there by Henry. And by the way, we just witnessed history. Andy Henry made 2 out of 2 free throws.
And so the shot by Xavier's no good, and Page comes with the rebound. Page with the long ball. This one's good for 3.
You can see Linn-Mar's intentions right at the bat. They don't want to just let Xavier creep back into the game. They want to end it now. They want to give a knockout punch before they came to get their feet set on this half.
50-17 game. Linn-Mar is up, and there's about 6 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Gog with the ball. Page trying to call the shots on the court. And Roth with the shot, but it's no good. And McDermott will take the ball up.
You didn't make the shot, but that's great offense right there. You got him an open, about 15-foot jumper. You can't draw it up any better than that.
About a little over 6 minutes left. 50-17. Linn-Mar is still up. And the pass is saved by Gog, but it ends up in Valentine's hands for Xavier. We seem to be having technical errors with the scoreboard on your screen, folks, so take your time with it. It'll be all right. I'll keep telling you the score. So Gog gets the shot up, and this one's good. 52-17. Valentine with the ball. Over to McDermott. Sampson is trying to find his way around Martins. And the pass by McDermott over to Valentine was poorly timed.
Yeah, that'll be Linn-Mar ball. And with Linn-Mar with a 35-point lead, I think this game isn't, I guess you can't call it over yet, but it's certainly close.
And Xavier will take another timeout. We'll be right back with more Linn-Mar live action right after this.
Oh my God, let's see it!
And we're back. Pass from Roth over to Henry is good. And Henry is able to get the shot up.
And we're sorry for the delay, folks. We had some technical difficulties, so we'll pick this up in the middle of the third quarter.
So it looks like Ropp will draw up a foul.
And they're going to call that a moving screen, I think, on Xavier.
Yep, number 23, Kevin Hodge, draws up the foul instead.
And this has to be a disappointment for Xavier. They came in facing, honestly, even though they're winning, a struggling Linn-Mar team. And this game could not have gone worse.
Doesn't really seem like it's struggling too much right there, though, with Marcus getting his 24th point of the game already.
That just is just showing you how this game has gone for Xavier.
Page with the shot up, and it's good.
40-point lead for Xavier now, 57-17.
So Frazier with the ball. The shot is tipped by Roth, and Roth will draw up the foul.
Roth can't believe it.
It was a little iffy of a call, I think, but
yeah, it looked like a clean block from where I was sitting, but
the refs are always right. You can't argue with them. And so the first shot by Frazier is good. And now number 5, Nate Dick, number 24, Matt Meyer, and number 33, John Schlotterbeck for Linn-Mar all come into the game.
You wonder how long, Robertson will leave Marcus in there with a 39-point lead. Is it really necessary to keep him in this long?
So Page will drive the ball up court for the Lions. Meyer trying to find his way around the defense. Over to Henry. Schlotterbeck almost loses the ball, and he's able to keep the ball. Passes it off to Dick. Passes it off to Marcus for the alley-oop dunk.
That is just unbelievable. That's better than the first one we saw.
You couldn't have set that up any better. That was just perfectly set up from Dick over to Page.
That was a great dunk, but that was a better pass there by Nate Dick.
And so the shot by Matt Nelson ends up no good, and Schlotterbeck comes up with a rebound. Page looks like he's smiling and having a good time on the court now. Dick with the ball. Passes it off to Schlotterbeck. Over to Meyer. And Meyer drives his way up, passes it off to Schlotterbeck. And the shot is blocked right out of his hands, and he draws up the foul. And that'll be a foul on Matt Nelson for Xavier.
Wow, he went down hard. It looked like, for the most part, Xavier had ball, so I think that's just summing up how their game has gone for them so far. It's been an absolute disaster for Xavier.
And the shot's up for Schlotterbeck, and he's good. On average, he's a 77% free throw shooter.
And there's Marcus, and more than likely that will be the last you'll see him for the night
with number 20, Jacob Hutchins, going to the game.
Is there a mercy rule in high school basketball?
Probably only in the first half.
Well, I'm just wondering because it's continuous clock right now.
We'll see. And so Sampson over to Frazier. And Sampson with the ball again. Over to McDermott. Valentine with the ball. McDermott with the long ball. This one's good for 3. That gave the Xavier crowd over there something to cheer about, at least.
One of the only things they've gotten to cheer about so far.
And it looks like a steal for Carter Valentine, but it goes out of bounds. And the clock is continuous now. I guess with a 40-point lead, there's a continuous clock. I've actually never seen that in action, so.
I don't think we've seen many 40-point blowouts.
That is true. So McDermott with the shot up, and it's good.
Right now, Martins is the only starter in right now. And really, Matt Lassen wasn't hurt. He wouldn't be a starter either, so.
And so that's the end of the third quarter with continuous clock running. Our score here is 61-23. The Lions are up over the Xavier Saints. We'll be right back with more Linn-Mar live action right after this.
LMTV, we are a must. LMTV, we share the news. LMTV, the channel you trust. LMTV, the channel you choose.
LMTV, your school, your news.
After this joyride, I'm out of the crash dummy business for good.
But Vince, it's a great job. Heck, they'd have to pry me away from it.
Anybody home? Larry, they do pry you away from it.
Oh, yeah.
For years, I've been eating steering wheels. For what?
To prove how safety belts save lives.
But thousands die every year in car accidents because they don't buckle up.
Vince, we're dummies. We don't.
And so with the fourth quarter just about underway, our score here is Linn-Mar 61, Xavier 23. And Sampson for Xavier with the ball. Page is back in the game, which is a shock, I guess.
Yeah, you would not expect that. Really, a lot of starters back in.
And so Page with the ball over to Henry. And the ball is tipped out of his hands by Valentine. And there it goes. McDermott had the ball in his hands, but Page was able to tip the ball out of bounds and it hit a bass drum in the pep band.
And the band director had to retrieve that ball. Multitasker.
And so Sampson with the ball over to Mackey. And Sampson with the long ball, but it's no good. He covers his own rebound. And McDermott comes up with the layup, and it's good. Page driving the ball up court over to Martins.
You wonder if Page is in the game to get the 30. He's at 27 right now.
Page with the ball right now. Over to Henry. And back into Gogg's hands. Henry with the ball. Passes it all the way over to Martins. Martins quickly driving his way up the court. Over to Gog. Back to Martins. Barely keeps it in bounds. Over to Roth. And he gets the shot up, and this one's good for two. 63-25 game. A little over 6 minutes left in the game. Sampson with the ball. And the shot by Hosh is good for two.
That's his first points of the game.
That shows you how tough it is going up against this really heavy defense set Linn-Mar team. Page barely keeping the ball in bounds, and Gog handing the ball off to Page. And the shot's up, and this one's good.
You can't stop that right there. And Page, now I think I can tell you that Page is done for the night. And this crowd's going to give him these starters a standing ovation, as they really took it to Xavier in this one.
That's right, as it looks like Matt Meyer,
Nate Dick,
John Schlotterbeck, Jacob Hutchins, and Josh Wick come into the game for the Lions. And Dick isn't able to get the pass. And Frazier comes up with a shot, and this one's no good, and he draws up the foul.
And you can already see the difference between the starters and the backups. I mean, those type of turnovers you weren't seeing very much from the starters in this game.
And the shot by Hosh is good. Frazier. 65-28 game. Continuous clock still running, so it means 4 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game. Second shot by Frazier is good. Frazier on the year is a 90% free throw shooter. That's very good. So Meyer with the ball. Getting heavy defense from number 5, Patrick Mullen. Wick over to Meyer. Back to Wick. Trying to find his way around the defense. Over to Schlotterbeck. And Meyer with the ball. Passes it off to Hutchins, but he can't keep it in bounds.
And Jacob Hutchins, another football star on this team. He was the starting tight end for the Linn-Mar Lions.
And he also signed a national letter of intent to play at St. Cloud State up in Minnesota, I believe. I believe it's in Minnesota. And so the second stringers for the Xavier Saints come into the game with number 43, Zach Brown, number 35, Robbie Thines, number 51, Corbin Woods, and number 5, Patrick Mullen still in the game. Hutchins over to Dick. Over to Wick. Driving his way around. Hutchins with the ball. Trying to find a way around the defense. Passes it off to Meyer. Playing heavy, aggressive offense. Trying to get to the basket. And the shot by Nate Dick is no good. And he sort of gets trampled down as Corbin Woods with the ball. And looks like Linn-Mar gets a foul.
And the clock continues right now as we're ticking under 2 minutes and 30 seconds playing the game.
With the 65-31 lead, Linn-Mar is still up. And Mullen at the free throw line, who has not shot a free throw all year.
So this will be his first.
And his first one was good. And so more of the backups for the Lions come out as number 3, Taylor Richardson, number 12, Kyle Mortensen come into the game, along with number 44, Aaron Sloterdijk, and number 25, Caleb Nelson come into the game for the Lions. Minute 45 left. Richardson with the ball. Over to Wick. Trying to drive his way around. Over to Nelson. Mortensen with the ball. Over to Richardson. And Mortensen with the ball. Richardson. Over to Sloterdijk. Sloterdijk gets the shot up, and this one's no good.
I don't think Linn-Mar scored since the starters came out.
Well, they don't need to.
I don't know. I mean, we could have no guys on the floor, and they still probably wouldn't be able to tie the game in time.
And so number 15, Benjamin Breitbach comes into the game, and number 1, Alex Holland, comes into the game for the Lions. And the dribble comes right out of Holland's hands. And so Xavier will have the ball with about 1 minute left in the game. And another foul on the Lions. As number 33, Gregory Foxhoven, comes into the game for the Saints. Foxhoven over to Mullen. Schulte with the ball. Number 41, Reggie Schulte, comes into the game for the Saints as well. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Linn-Mar ball. And number 52, Dylan Monarnock, comes into the game for the Lions. And along with number 22, Kyle Hackett. Seems like Mark Robertson wants to play every single guy on his bench now. That is able to play, that is.
More people coming on. Oh, they're just trying to give people minutes now, filling in the time. I believe there's only one. No.
So Mortensen with the ball over to Hackett. Back to Mortensen. Trying to find a way around. Over to Wick. A little under 15 seconds left. Nelson with the ball, and it's up and good for 2.
Oh! Crowd was ready to go crazy.
And that'll be about it, actually. And so, after a continuous clock, our game is now over with the Lions winning 67-34. Michael, how did the Lions come back and win this game so well?
Well, I think they came with a chip on their shoulder, something to prove. They played 4 or 5 straight games where they haven't performed the way they can. So I think they came out, something to prove. They wanted to prove to people that they are still a contender for a state title. They're not a team that's just going to rely on Marcus Page. Heck, everybody on the bench played tonight, so you can't beat that. So it was a great game by Linn-Mar.
And we thank you guys for watching tonight's game on LMTV Live Sports. From the entire cast and crew of LMTV Live Sports, again, we thank you for watching. Linn-Mar wins tonight 67-34 over Xavier.